Sorry, Mayor, go
I have
right
a
ahead.
proclamation for Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and I'd like to ask Danielle, it's Harvey?
Yes.
Yes. From YWCA, is here to accept a copy of this proclamation. So, whereas Sexual Assault Awareness Month calls attention to the fact that sexual violence is widespread and impacts every person in the community, and whereas Sexual Assault Awareness Month aims to raise public awareness about sexual violence and educate communities about how to prevent it. And whereas Sexual Assault Awareness Month theme, Together We Act, United We Change, embodies the power to collective action in addressing and preventing sexual abuse, assault, and harassment. And whereas consent, healthy communication, and bystander interviews are key strategies that have proven to embody individuals and communities to protect one another and foster respectful and safe environments. Whereas statistics show that sexual assault is costly and disproportionately impacts those with disabilities, youth, and oppressed groups. And whereas we must strive to create strong, connected communities that take care of one another and make decisions to ensure the safety and well-being of others and sexual violence. Now, therefore, the Borough of Millersville hereby proclaims April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month and joins advocates and communities across the country to take action to prevent sexual violence. Congratulations, and here's a copy for you for your records.
Thank you.
Bring this meeting in, and if you want to take a picture, of course. There you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. That's something I think that is very important, and I'm glad to see that we're having a special proclamation in a month for that. Thank you. At this time, we will move into our committee reports and the committee meetings for this evening. And the first one is the Finance Advisory Committee. I would ask everyone from the committee who is here to raise their hand. Okay, thank you. Joe is not here, and he is the chair, but I am the vice chair of that committee. So we have received all of the necessary materials in our backup. So I would like to make a motion to accept the March financial report and authorize staff to satisfy the ordinary and routine obligations incurred by the borough for this month. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Being none, then the motion is carried and we will accept the financial report. Moving on, next is the Personnel Committee. I would just like to express Darlene's dismay at not being able to be with us this evening, and apologies for that. I'm sure many of you know that she is dealing with an elderly mother. And there were some issues today, and so Darlene has to handle that since she's the only sibling in the area. So she's hoping that she will be able to get back soon, but right now she's extremely tied up with that. So Linda is our vice chair on that committee, so I will turn it over to Linda.
Let's see, can everyone that's a member of the committee raise their hands? Personnel?
Personnel here.
Good, okay. Tonight we're going to have the discussion and approval of the updated Borough Accident and Illness Prevention Program Manual, and I'm going to hand this over to Rebecca.
Thank you. So this is something that occasionally comes up for Borough Council to look at. We occasionally go through a process of updating our safety manual, or as it's officially called, the Accident Illness Prevention Program Manual. We have to do this every couple of years to make sure that it's still in compliance with different rules and regulations, especially ones that come down from our workers' compensation carrier, which is Susquehanna Municipal Trust. Municipal Trust, I said it right, yeah. It has been a while since our current manual has been updated. It was since before COVID time. So we wanted to get that updated, especially because we are working as a borough this year to become a certified safety committee borough through the state. And that will lead to some benefits for us, like 10% off of our workers' compensation insurance. But it also, I think, helps ensure that we have a safer workplace for our staff. So we've gone through this process of updating it using a template that came from our workers' compensation carrier. They do a great job of doing a lot of the heavy lifting on the research side. And then our internal safety committee has been meeting over the last couple of months to get it to a place that we feel like it's ready to go. So we do need council approval in order to finalize the manual. So that's what we'd be looking for this evening.
I make a motion to approve the updated Borough Accident and Illness Prevention Program Manual.
I'll second. Thank you, Mary Ann.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Then the motion is carried.
This will be out of committee then.
Out of committee, right.
The second thing this evening is the application of Ed Hirsch to the Zoning Hearing Board vacancy, and it has been accepted. It has been accepted, so is there any discussion? So what we're looking for is a motion to approve the appointment of Ed Hirsch to the Zoning Hearing Board as a member with a term ending 12/31 of 2026.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? The motion is carried. Thank you very much.
No, it's-
That's out of committee.
That's out
Out
of
of
committee.
committee.
Yeah.
Did you're part of the committee, did you vote?
I did not say nay, so I just don't remember when it was approved. Yeah, yeah, that's what we tabled it, but I'm fine with it.
Okay, that's a yes.
That's a yes.
So this will be out of committee then.
Yes. Okay, then we will move on to Public Works, which for a change doesn't have very many items on the agenda. Roll call, I am chair, and everyone else who's on the committee, please raise your hands. It'd be Linda and Mike, and Darlene is absent, so we do have a quorum. Not that we have anything to vote on tonight, but we will now have the review of the March codes and zoning reports.
Hello, thank you, council. So far in March, we had issued 16 permits, performed 8 inspections. Rental licenses, we had 57 renewals and 59 inspections. We had 3 trash and rubbishes, 2 property maintenance complaints, 2 rentals, and then 2 other zoning violations. In April so far, we've issued 2 permits, performed 4 inspections. For rental licenses, we had 15 renewals, 7 inspections, and then we had 2 more other zoning violations.
Does anyone have any questions for Rob concerning the report? I did read it. I noticed there were a number of things in there about the new trash cans, and I'm sure that's going to be an interesting topic with people trying to find a place to put them. Yeah, that's probably a big part of the problem. Any other comments or anything?
I hear less complaints about the trash cans than I did previously.
Oh, yeah.
People are getting used to
They're
it.
getting used to
Weather
it.
is better, and I'd like to give a shout out to the guys that collect the leaves. I watched them, and I had 24 bags out, my neighbor had 24. His were wet, and one of his broke. They had a shovel and a broom. They cleaned it up
Oh,
right
that's
after. And they,
great.
it was very impressive, not like in the past, that wouldn't have happened. But they do a good job, and I've had some complaints from people that live near me, and I drove up and down the main drag and George Street. At first, she said there were, half of them were still out. I didn't see any on the main drag, and I maybe saw 1 on George Street, so people are just getting used to it, and
Yeah.
I hope they continue to do that.
I noticed that there were still some leaf bags out this morning when I went out for my walk. But I also noticed one or two of them did not have tags on, so that is why they're still sitting there.
And it depends, I think some people made this mistake. Sometimes I didn't put them out the night before. They didn't come till late in the afternoon. Not the case, I watched them at 6:30, and they were in front of the house.
They've
and
been earlier.
So if you have to have them out the night before, because you don't know when they're gonna come. When they say Monday, they mean Monday.
Are there any other questions or comments for Rob on the codes and so on? I thank you very much for your report, Rob, and thank you for the job you're doing. We really appreciate
I
it.
appreciate you. Thank you very much.
And the next item on our agenda is the mayor's report.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Oh.
Well, then I guess we're going to jump to Rebecca for the manager's report.
Okay, sure. So, for the manager's report this evening, I just wanted to give everyone an update on the Hometown Hero banners. They have been ordered, yay. We did fill up our slots very, very quickly. We were able to fill all 23 spots for this year. So we have ordered the banners. Hopefully they should be arriving soon. I think the proofs look great, so we're really excited. I think that we are still on track to have them up by Memorial Day this year.
Yeah.
So we're very excited about that, and we know that a lot of residents are excited. And we've gotten a lot of questions about, oh, you didn't make it this year, you know, what can you do? We want people to know that if you're interested, we're trying to keep a bit of a list of people who, you know, want to be told next year, but we will, our goal is to put it out same time next year, so that the application would then be another January application period, or at least opening in January, I should say.
If
So
there's-
fingers crossed we'll be able to do that again, yes.
Well, if there's a lot of people interested, can they expand the display area, or?
It's about the number of polls that we were
Polls that
allowed
we're
to
allowed
apply
to
for this
use.
year.
Oh, okay.
But you're allowed to do up to 25 each year. The reason why we got 23 was because 2 of our polls were rejected and you can't reapply for those ones. So that's why that happened. But we plan to do another 25 next year. So we hope to keep adding polls to the program.
That is our intention anyway, when we started this, was to be able to do that. Thank you. Does anyone else have any questions about the Hometown Heroes banners? All right.
All right. My second item, not to be confused with Hometown Hero, this is a different one, Hometown Press, is a opportunity that I really wanted to bring to council, that a lot of our municipalities in Lancaster County are also taking advantage of this program. It's through a company called Hometown Press. It is a company that does municipal newsletters. I know that the borough in the past did newsletters, but we created them in-house. This would be a program that would be a very small budget expense because they do all of the creation of the newsletters. We simply provide the content, they get all the advertisements, and that's how they're able to fund it, is through getting advertisements. The borough would have an opportunity to get a lot of information out to residents on a bi-yearly basis. We would do it twice a year, like spring, summer, and then we do a fall, winter. And we would get final say on the advertisements. We would create the content. We could have a little mayor's section. But we think that this would be a really great opportunity, and I have a couple of samples here from other boroughs around us if you want to take a look. But we had a really good meeting with the individual who's in charge of this, and we think it's a really great opportunity for the borough. We have a lot of information that I think is important for residents to get in front of them. And we have a wonderful trash and recycling newsletter that we do once a year. So this would be really a chance to supplement that. Keep putting out more information about upcoming ordinances that are being discussed in front of council, more information about when different things are happening in the borough, letting people, giving reminders about things like leaf bags and yard waste pickup and things like that. So we think it's a great opportunity, and like I said, the cost would be very low to the borough because the only thing that we have to pay for is postage. They take care of the rest, and postage for this would be about $600. So pretty low expense for us.
You said the
Yeah.
postage would be about $600.
$600, yeah.
And you're looking to do this about twice a year?
Twice a year. This year, we've kind of already missed our chance to do the early one, so we
Right.
would just do one this year.
So, yeah, it's a good idea. I mean, like you said, leaf bags, I still have people in my block that put one bag out, or they have the thing turned around, and I, 2 doors down from me, or somebody does, I went to them and said, look, you gotta read that top, you have to, or they're not gonna pick it up, and, or they're not gonna pick up a single bag. Put it in your cart. So you're right, this is a good reminder to people, among other things, really.
Is there any other discussion on this topic? Then I'd like to make the motion to approve the execution of bi-yearly newsletters for borough residents through the Hometown Press Program. Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Then the motion is carried.
Thank you all. We look forward to.
I think it's going to be a really nice thing
Yeah,
for the
we really-
borough. And there will be no president's report this evening since Joe is unable to be with us. So at this time, we will have our second opportunity for citizens' requests or concerns. And we'll hear any of the things related to items on the agenda or other matters. You'll have 5 minutes to speak. Please come to the microphone or have it brought to you. Please give your name and a general address for the record. Is there anyone that wishes to address the council at this time? Okay, seeing no one, then we will move on.
Wait.
Wait, who?
I saw movement.
Oh, yes.
My name is Ted Bronson, live at 55 North Duke Street. I see that I like to get 23 poles for the hometown heroes. I was just wondering, we have a memorial park, and if there was some way that they could facilitate maybe put extra ones there if you have a demand. I do not know what your demand is, but if it's overflowing or if you have a bunch extra, that maybe they could work something out with the memorial park.
I think the problem is the poles.
There's no, that's right.
There aren't poles there. They have to be hung on some kind of a pole, like an electric pole or television pole, and there aren't poles in the park.
Aren't they redoing the park?
Maybe on the way in, aren't there
Not
light
adding.
poles?
Well, there
on the
may
wa-
be,
On the way in,
yeah,
I think there are light poles on the way in.
there's an insignia, a
Yeah.
banner for the park itself, I think.
I think one of the polls we got this year is one that's towards the entrance of the park, but we kind of have to go with where PP&L says we can use certain poles. Certain poles are off limits completely. So we tried to spread them out throughout the borough, but we can certainly next year try to get as many as we can near the park. But like you said, there aren't very many in the park.
Well, and if they do any polls, I mean, I went down to the park and looked when we were first discussing this to see if there were polls down there, and there aren't. So, I mean, if with the redevelopment of some of the park, if there were poles or light poles of some sort that could be spaced out going into the park, not only for light, but, there would be a place for banners if that was something that we could think about in the future.
Sure, yeah, definitely something we can consider.
It's a great idea. It's a good
That's what
idea.
I think that's his idea.
Anyone else would like to comment on the Hometown Heroes banners and placement? We're looking forward to getting them up because it's been a long time coming. Okay, anyone else wish to comment from the public? Okay, not hearing from anyone. I do not see that we need to have an executive session. And so that means I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
It's been moved and
Seconded.
seconded. The meeting is adjourned.
That's gonna be a speed record there, though.
That's right. It was just that type of agenda.